Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In our influencer segment, today we're diving into the world of YouTube stardom with a guest whose authenticity and humor has captured nearly millions upon millions of subscribers, Mark Gregory Jr., otherwise known as Phat Papi. He's a comedian, a food enthusiast, and someone who's navigating a weight loss journey in a world obsessed with appearance. Hailing from Essex County, New Jersey, Phat Papi has taken the ups and downs of life, turned them into laughs, and found a way to make a living just by being himself. Today, we're going to talk about his rise to fame, his approach to mental health and wellness, and what's next for his YouTube sensational channel. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You made it. You're at iHeart headquarters.
Yes.
Doesn't
Big.
Doesn't get better than
It
that,
don't
right?
get no better than this at all.
Yeah. All right. Who cares about Jimmy Fallon, right?
No, man,
Exactly.
It's iHeart.
So
You see it?
you were quoted saying, and I love this about you. This is probably what led me to say I want to interview you. So all you need is a phone and a YouTube account to change your life, and it changed mine, quote unquote, Phat Papi. Now
Yes.
you've built a career around food and humor and just being your authentic self. So looking back at your journey, when did you realize that your content was more than just a hobby and that this would be a career?
So for around, we've been going on for about 5 years now. February makes 6. And exactly when I made that turning point is when it wasn't, I was always on the Shade Room or World Star getting reposted, but it was when I actually had my first kid walk up to me and was like, "Can you do your laugh?" And that was the first kid ever. Eventually he asked me for $5 after that, but it was okay though. I gave it to him and let him go around his way. But that's when I kind of knew, like, okay, this thing is finally working, and we got to continue to just don't stop at all.
And we're in an era where authenticity, boy, does it ever sell. I mean, brands and audiences alike are no longer looking for perfection. I mean, they're drawn to people who are real,
Yes.
unfiltered, and just relatable. And that's what makes you stand out. With nearly 1 million subscribers, your journey proves that you don't need to fit a mold to succeed. And it's all about showing up as yourself. And that's what makes your story so compelling. Now, your relationship with food is undoubtedly a huge part of your brand, and you're open about your weight loss journey, but health is a complex topic for anyone. So how do you balance enjoying food and maintaining your wellness, even if it's a work in progress?
Oh yes, it is definitely. I'm glad you said that, because it definitely is a work in progress. It's scheduling. So scheduling is key, because it's kind of like, I can get 1 week of, okay, well, I gotta go eat this steak, and I gotta go eat this taco, and I gotta eat this macaroni and cheese this week. But the following week, I gotta go hard. I gotta make sure I get my jog sessions in. So it's really scheduling. It's about scheduling. People always ask, like, how are you promoting fatty foods and you're still promoting a healthy lifestyle with features with like Indio Champ and a few others? And I'm like, listen, is this scheduling? At first, it was a hassle. Every day, I was just waking up. I'm like, you know what, man? Am I going to choose my career, or I'm going to choose my life? And it was they both go hand in hand, though. Career life, it's kind of like the same thing. But I found the balance, and it was key with scheduling. Scheduling is key with it. Just kind of like schedule my content, and if I do got time, which most likely I do, I can go for a quick jog. 30-minute jog, and I can just kind of like
Yeah.
run it off.
So yeah, it really is just the balance, because
a
I mean,
balance.
without the balance and without the schedule, like you said, you're either doing too much of one thing or not enough of another, and that never works out. And now the food industry, let's pivot a bit, but let's talk about the food industry on social media, right? It's like food porn. It's full of temptations, from mukbangs to recipe challenges, but it's more important to remember that wellness doesn't look the same for everyone, right? So your journey shows that you can love food, entertain people, and still be mindful of your health, even if the process isn't perfect. It's all about making small, meaningful changes and having fun along the way. So that brings me to mental health. So mental health is something we hear a lot about in the influencer space, especially with the pressure to constantly create content. So how do you take care of your mental well-being, and how has your rise to fame, if you will, impacted your mental health?
So as when I first started, it took a toll on me because it was this you're running into people every day. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to do the laugh. Everybody wants to, try to snip in and get a video if they can. So it definitely took a toll on me. I started to meditate and meditate. I actually started to, during the morning sessions, actually when I get up early and I kind of like do my jog and I do shadow boxing as well as part of my weight loss training. So when once I start to meditate in the morning, it kind of like, soothes me down mentally because my mind is always racing. Either I'm thinking about a new video idea that I got to think about, or just a promotional idea, or just thinking this out the box. Like, I love writing too. So I got a pretty much familiar, a couple of movie ideas that I have write down. So my mind is always racing. So as meditating actually kind of helps me a lot. It calms me down.
Look
It
at you,
brings me back.
all grounded and zen. I love it. Now, with over 80% of influencers reporting feelings of stress and burnout, it's clear that mental health is a huge issue in the world of social media, and the pressure to be on, right, all the
Yes.
time can take a toll, especially when your personal life and professional life are so intertwined. For someone like you who's built a brand based on just being yourself, mental health isn't just about coping, it's about staying true to who you are in a world that just demands constant performance. So you're doing a great job, my friend.
Thank
Now,
you.
you've
Thank
talked
you.
openly about coming from Essex County, New Jersey, and some of the challenges you have faced. So, everyone knows Essex. How did your upbringing influence the content you create, if it did? And what
Um,
role has that background played in building your YouTube success?
it actually it helps me a lot because being from Essex County, being the top dog in New Jersey, content creator in New Jersey, it helps a lot because you just start to ignore the noise kind of like, and it just continue to keep doing what you're doing or what you set upon like. So it's definitely a lot, yeah.
But the challenges
The
of being
challenges of
from
being
that
there, it
area.
actually, it gives me that kind of like that raw, because people's like, you take your shirt off anywhere, and I'm like, being from Essex County, we don't care how you feel.
We don't
if
care.
if you got something on, we're gonna tell you about it. We kind of call it gel, where we kind of just continue to keep talking about the guy or something like that. So
Yeah.
being in that runched and in that environment, it kind of helps me because now it builds up my self confidence. Now I don't care what people saying because when I go back home, people's gonna always talk about me.
Yeah.
So it don't matter if I'm doing good, if I did 50 jumping jacks and I started to promote salads, people still gonna say something. So with being in that type of environment, it helps me because when I'm in Florida or I'm in Texas, anywhere I'm at, and I just boom take the shirt off, they like, wow, like you got confidence to just take your shirt
Yeah,
off, bro.
listen, we always hear about how tough environments breed resilience, and you are living proof of that. From a tough upbringing to building a platform that makes people laugh. I mean, your story is one of the turning it's your story is really turning adversity into something positive, right? And it's a
Yes.
reminder that where you come from doesn't have to dictate where you end up, and that sometimes the struggles become the fuel for our greatest achievements. And so I think you're a great example of that. Now, you're very open about your weight loss
Hmm.
and your health journey, but it's also clear that your focus is more on enjoying life and making people laugh than fitting a certain image, right? So how has sharing this part of your life with your followers affected your relationship with them?
Um, it actually boosted up tremendously because I get people from across the world, and it's not just oversized people or overweight people. I get skinny people. I get people that's shorter than me. I get all types of people that just reach out to me and be like, "Listen, what you're doing, it speaks volume, and it's really what it is. Is just s- showing self confidence. Because a lot of people we wake up with depression things. People sometimes can have a bump on their face and all for life, and it just kind of messes them up mentally. So it really brings me closer into my fans, into personal people that I see around the world, and they be like, man, you doing a wonderful thing, I love what you're doing, because it's giving me the confidence to take my shirt off at the beach. Like, my wife now she tells me to put my shirt on, and it's like, yeah, The belly is the best apron, I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness, look at that. And listen, body positivity and self-acceptance are hot topics right now, and your approach to your journey is very interesting. I mean, you've shown us that it's possible to pursue personal goals without losing sight of who you are or sacrificing what makes you happy. And it's all backed by studies. What you're doing is actually backed by studies. They show that more and more people want to see influencers who represent real bodies and real struggles, and you do just that. It's not about perfection, it's about progress and living life authentically.
Yes,
So
it is.
there you go again, another check mark. So you're approaching a huge milestone, 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Whoa, that is huge.
Yes,
That's
yes.
an incredible achievement. What can your fans expect as you hit this big milestone, and what are you planning to celebrate?
Day by day, actually, we're looking at it. I never watched so many numbers a day in my life till I started to know that I'm about to reach 1 million subscribers. So, with that being said, we got a bunch of gatherings I'm gonna do, probably a couple of dinners. Food is gonna be the option. For sure food is gonna be there. We won't have no salads that day. We're gonna, live lovely on that day. But it's gonna be we're still like, putting it together, seeking sponsors that's, willing to help out any way possible to join it. Cause it's gonna be a very, 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 very it's like a million man march right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be very entertaining. Hopefully, you might get to see me do a comedy act that night. I've been writing, so
Okay.
yeah.
Let's
we're
go
gonna-
tri-state.
Yeah, we're gonna plan it right. We're gonna have some real, real, real good fun that
Okay.
night, man.
Yeah, well, listen, reaching 1 million subscribers is a massive accomplishment, but it's not just about the numbers, right? For you, it's this milestone represents years of hard work and creativity and connecting with people on a deep personal level. And what's exciting is seeing where this momentum takes you next. Influencers with your kind of audience often expand into these incredible new arenas, whether that's television, brand partnership, or even just creating your own products. So the future looks incredibly bright for you, my friend.
Thank
You're getting the
you.
seal of approval from the
Thank you.
Millennial Mom approved show.
Yes.
Now, finally, for anyone out there looking to follow in your footsteps, whether it's starting a YouTube channel or just chasing a dream, what's your advice for staying authentic and not losing sight of who you are in the process?
I say so. It's, people say that. I say a lot. Couple things I say for sure is definitely stay authentic. Don't try to buy nothing. I know they inbox you all the time. Hey, I can buy. You can get 10,000 followers for $10. Don't do it.
Don't do
Don't
it.
do it. Stay authentic. If you continue to keep doing, I've been doing it for 5 years. February makes 6. If you continue to keep doing something, eventually you start to find your niche. Eventually they start to love it. Eventually it just starts to make sense. As long as you don't stop. I mean, I listen to Steve Harvey. I listen to a lot of people, and one thing that I was watching Steve Harvey, and he said the biggest thing that you can do is never stop, because every day you don't stop is that every day is a chance that you can make it.
Yo, you're deep.
So I look at that and I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, just don't stop. Just don't stop at all. Don't stop. I don't care if you're getting 52 views. I started there, and now it's millions and just on top, phone getting hot. Don't stop.
Look
Stay
at you.
authentic.
Thanks, Papi. It's been a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you so much.
And to all of our listeners, make sure you subscribe to Phat Papi's YouTube channel. You're in for some serious laughs and inspiration. You can check him out on YouTube at I am Phat Papi, and on the gram, I am Phat Papi, spelled with a PHT. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.